Have you ever taken a cooking class before? We were doing a search on the internet just to see if something like that would be available when we went to Bend, Oregon. What we found was the Well-Traveled Fork with Chef Betty Fraser. We had 10 people interested, and her right-hand helper Megan made all the arrangements. When we got into town, we contacted Megan and made final arrangements. Our menu was going to be all about lamb, as we raised lambs, and knowing how to cook the more difficult cuts was something we were wanting to learn about. The chef's house was beautiful, and the perfect setting to an evening enjoyed by 10 friends. With the menu planned and arriving at the chef's beautiful home, we sat around the island in her kitchen. We each could do whatever we wanted, with helping with the cooking, chopping, or watching, talking, and learning while enjoying the appetizer that was heated in the pizza oven on a cedar plank. The brie just melted on your baguette bread. The flavors were out of this world with the fresh raspberries, thyme, and a little honey drizzle. We brought our own local grown wine to share with each other and cozied up to a wonderful evening. Of course, I wanted to get in there and help with making the lamb pancetta. It was a blend of spices, herbs, sugar, and curing salt that I rubbed all over the 2 pieces of lamb belly. We were given written instructions on how to make each item. The spiced red meat was put into freezer bags to go into the refrigerator for 7 to 10 days. And then when we took it home, we would need to rinse the meat, dry it, and hang it for another 2 weeks in a cool, dark, humid place. We did all this, and then when it was completely firm but pliable like leather, it was ready. I will try this again, but not necessarily with lamb, because one step is to remove as much fat as possible. The only thing, lamb fat is just not that tasty. And you can't remove all the fat on the belly or you wouldn't have anything left. Just being able to go through the process, learn about it, and taking something home to have later was a great reward. We chopped the finished lamb pancetta fine and cooked it like bacon crumbles. We used it on our salad, baked potatoes, and a few other meals we made at home. Chef Betty had the braised lamb shanks cooking in the oven because they would take several hours to cook. But we still prepared 2 more shanks to learn how to make this cut of meat. You want the polenta to go with these, as you need something to soak up the wonderful sauce that's created while cooking the shanks. This would be a fantastic dish for company because all the prep work is done at the beginning, and then you just have to sit and wait and enjoy your guests. The recipe for the green lentil salad is a recipe of the Well-Traveled Fork, and several tips were inspired in cooking the lentils to make them more flavorful. You really need to take a class and learn some tips from Chef Betty. The lentil salad was to be served warm or at room temperature. It had a wonderful dressing made with a blend of oils, spices, and sherry vinegar. Polenta in the oven was another recipe of the Well-Traveled Fork. Making this in the oven instead of the stovetop and having to stir some more is a reason I've never made this stuff. Chef Betty's recipe made making polenta a breeze. I think this is such a versatile recipe. You really could use polenta for so many more things, like slicing into wedges and grilling or frying. We served it creamy, but is a delicious gluten-free addition. How about pizza bites? Melissa d'Arabian has a recipe on Food Network. Really, there's 329 plus recipes using polenta on Food Network. Chef Betty cleaned locally grown Brussel sprouts and roasted them. The Well-Traveled Fork is all about farm-to-table fresh, which is right up West Meadow Gardens' goal. She drizzled balsamic vinegar over the roasted Brussels sprouts before serving. I have been collecting and enjoying balsamic vinegar for some time and dedicated a whole nother blog post just on vinegar with concentration on balsamic vinegars. Go check it out. We served up family style around the bar and then went and sat down at the gorgeous dining table that held all 10 of us. The lamb shanks just melted into your mouth as the polenta soaked up the wonderful sauce. Along with the Brussels sprouts and lentil salad, the meal was divine. What a great finale with the banana Foster dessert. Warm spiced bananas cooked in buttery rum sauce served with vanilla bean ice cream. The ice cream just melted and made it so creamy and wonderful. You really need to try a sprinkle of the smoked sea salt over the top. It just brought the flavors out so much. And you can get smoked sea salt from our affiliate link, Mountain Rose Herbs. Once again, I would never have thought of taking a cooking class, but it turned out to be one of our best experiences of our many travels. I would do this again.